Welcome, everybody. It's really exciting to see everybody in this Shabbat Bahar B'chukotai and the Shabbat after Lag BaOmer. I know some of you got to celebrate a little bit of Lag BaOmer virtually. There was a truck going around Riverdale with some fun music. Maybe you put on the traditional Lag BaOmer Yule log on your screen so you could watch a little fire. But tonight we are really excited that we are going to have our very own Lag BaOmer celebration, which is going to be Mason Voigt and Sammy Voigt preparing s'mores. So you can imagine you have a fire going and you're going to get to watch them. A few other things happening today on our call. We're gonna get some singing with Cantor Stevens, and then Ben Perlstein is going to give a Dvar Torah. This is his last Shabbat with us as our official intern, although he's continuing a bit longer doing stuff for our Jewish adulting group. And then there will be some goodbyes to Ben from Sammy Gross, who's a member of the group, and from me. Then we're going to count the Omer, Mishaberach, Kaddish, and then a closing Nigun, and then time at the end for people who want to hang out at the virtual Kiddush, which has proven to be super popular. Many of you want to just hang out afterwards. So hopefully people will do that at the end. Anyone who wants to chat. And honestly, the people who stay at Kiddush longest in real life are some of the people who stay at longest at the virtual Kiddush. So if you want to know who those people are, you can watch. All right, let's turn it over to Mason. Mason, help us celebrate Lag BaOmer. And if any of you have the fixings for s'mores at home, you can get them out and start to kind of figure out what you're going to do with them.
Hi everyone, I'm Mason.
I'm Sammy.
You may have heard of Chopped, or Top Chef, or even Cooking with Julia Childs. But this is something different. This is Quarantine Kitchen.
Quarantine kitchen is when you have a recipe but you don't have any of the ingredients, so you have to find ways to substitute for it.
Exactly. So we decided that since this week we celebrated the holiday of Lag BaOmer, we'd make s'mores. Except we didn't have all the ingredients.
So instead we found cool things to substitute with s'mores and make something interesting. Alright, so a s'more is a graham cracker with marshmallow and chocolate bar. We don't have any of that.
Yeah, marshmallows.
Yeah, we only have marshmallows. So the first s'more recipe we have here is a take on substituting graham crackers. Now everyone knows that to make s'mores you need graham cracker, chocolate, and marshmallow, but we don't have graham cracker, we only have marshmallows. We took some mashed up cereal, we put on the bottom of this plate, and then we put a layer of Nutella and some roasted marshmallows.
How about that?
Alright, so the next s'more recipe we have here is using a pita chip, marshmallow, and this stuff, sea lime. So what we took here, we took some pita chip, we put a nice little bit of tahini on the bottom, added a roasted marshmallow, and then drizzled it with sea lime.
Say, do you feel like us doing this together, like learning, it's sort of like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and his son, like in the cave all those years, like studying Torah? Does it kind of feel like that?
Why? Never mind.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So what else we got here? I guess that's about it, right? Do you think that we're going to be different when we come out of this in the way that like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and his son were kind of different when they came out? Like they came out and I don't know, they were different. Do you think we'll be different?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, hope you guys enjoyed Quarantine Kitchen and hope you made your s'mores just like we made ours, and Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, your arms look like you're not so miserable to be here. And don't put your fingers in that, that's gross. Come on. This isn't working for me, Sammy. This isn't working for me. Hi everyone, I'm Mason.
I'm Sammy.
You may have heard of Chopped. Hi everyone, I'm Mason.
I'm Sammy.
Okay, thank you, Mason and Sammy. Sammy, as many of you know, is the star of Screen. You can Google Sammy Voigt. You'll see all of his IMDb credits. And we're lucky to have him in our congregation. And one of his early things was, I believe, Chopped Junior for real. And so it's really exciting to have him. So thank you for helping us celebrate Lag BaOmer. Is there anybody here who is planning on making s'mores for the Shabbat? So I can tell you that all of the families with young people who've been on our call frequently over the past couple of months got a personalized delivery of marshmallows, graham crackers, and chocolate. So you guys can all make s'mores. Everybody else, you're on your own. And I want to thank Shoshi and Ariel for helping arrange for all of those deliveries. All right, so now we're going to turn it over to Cantor Stevens, who is going to bring in a little Shabbat spirit with L'Chadodi.
Lecha dodi likat kala pene Shabbat nekabela shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad hishmianu hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad V'shemo tiferet v'litila lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תפילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת nekabela hai lai 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 nai 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 hai nai 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 hai nai 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 lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת nekabela. Shabbat Shalom. I hope you're all harmonizing with that in the background. It was nice seeing you all swaying.
Shakah, that was great. So as I said, this is Ben Pearlstein's last Shabbat as our intern. As you know, he's worked as our intern. He had 2 jobs. He worked as a shul intern, and he also was the founding coordinator of our Jewish adulting program, of which we have many of our participants on the call tonight. And so Ben is going to offer some Torah tonight, and then we're going to offer some thanks. So Ben, give us some Torah.
Hi, everybody. I'm also going to save time for some thank yous, but first Torah. So one of this week's 2 parshiot, Bechukotai, gets its title from an interesting Hebrew root, Chet Kuf Kuf. Those are the 3 Hebrew letters. And there's a few meanings, and I just want to explore a couple. So first, it's the root of the word chukim, meaning laws or statutes, and traditionally it refers specifically to laws that are hard or maybe even impossible to understand. These are laws that don't have an obvious reason behind them. Another way of thinking about this that I sometimes like to think about, this idea of things that we do without being conscious of the reasoning behind them could also mean just that they're automatic, that they come out of some deep and organic impulse or reflex, and that's why we don't have to think about them. That's why we don't think about them or know what the reasoning is behind them. And in that way, chukim may actually be easier, not harder to perform. These kinds of laws may be hard for us to understand, but also importantly, it may just be that we do them without needing to think. So the human brain is a helpful image here because we don't really understand it fully. And most of what it does happens automatically without our conscious effort. I think a lot about how these automatic processes in the brain, these neurological chukim, if you will, happen because they're deeply ingrained in what brain scientists call neural pathways. And that points us to a second meaning of this chet kuf kuf root, which is the word engraving. Neural pathways represent how certain brain processes become automatic by being deeply engraved. The image that I like to think about in terms of Torah is it's like the 10 Commandments. There are these laws, the first laws on Mount Sinai, which are carved in stone. So they have both this sense of law and of being engraved that this exact Hebrew root reflects. So the Hasidic teachings of the Netivot Shalom make use of this linguistic link, suggesting that we can actually engrave spiritual practices in our mind through thought. So chukim may not be just about what we do without thinking or questioning the rationale behind them, but rather what we do to direct our thinking toward something so that it becomes more automatic. I've been thinking a lot about this idea the past several weeks as our day-to-day world and daily routines have been so disrupted. All of a sudden, I feel a lot more aware of so much that has been automatic and what I would really like to have be automatic in my life and the world. I feel a little bit better able, at least a little more often, not to take for granted what's most important, which I've always felt is one of our highest religious imperatives. And I guess I just want to say that this internship has been a really important year of practice for me, of seeing more clearly what is not to be taken for granted and thinking about what I really want to engrave in my Jewish life and rabbinic work moving forward. I've learned so much from this experience and community about what it means to set neural pathways in our brains, in our hearts, in our policies and practices and principles with intentionality and integrity. It's been especially powerful to me to see how these commitments and values of this community have come into such sharp relief to animate the collective response to our current reality, as little practiced as any of us may be for such a situation. I've just seen how all of these chosen chukim really energize everyone to care for each other and stay connected in creative and often challenging ways. And so by way of transition, I really just want to instill the practice of thanks. And I really just feeling a lot of gratitude tonight. And I want to spend some serious time saying thank you to so many who have been part of making this year really incredibly special and full of learning for me. So obviously, first of all, such an incredible team, especially under the circumstances. Rabbi Katz, Rabbi Greenberg, Kendra Stevens, Mason, Ben Freed, Stephanie, Nancy, and Wilson. I already miss being with you all in the office, but I'm gonna miss you all a lot more. And obviously, going through all of this together has been something that's pretty unforgettable. I want to say especially to Ben Freed and Ariane, his partner, thank you so much for giving me a home away from home, or at least a great couch to crash on when I was in Riverdale for Shabbat, or when I used to come to Riverdale for Shabbat about what feels like a million years ago. And to Ben, really, for just being a partner in crime on so many levels, and just being this co-Ben, especially these past few months on Zoom. And really, when I think about it, just even years and years and years before this that led up to this year. So onward and upward to be continued. I want to really thank Cliff and the board and other lay leaders for their support of my work and the whole big picture, with just truly beautiful modeling of this community's values. I want to thank Rabbi Dalia Kronish and Yoni Werlin for setting up meals when I was in town and just being real fonts of hospitality as liaisons between me and the community. And obviously, thanks to everybody who did invite me into their homes and host me for meals. It was just really special to be together in that more intimate way, to get to know many of you. And to, again, just have more friendly faces around the building when we weren't eating together. And now on Zoom, I can see many of you, and it's wonderful to be in community with you. I also want to thank the Tuesday morning minyan. Haven't been in that configuration for a while, but that was a real hallmark of my year, coming up to Riverdale in the morning on Tuesdays and gathering together. I want to thank the men's club and the sisterhood and just really so many other groups in the shul that welcomed me and really played important roles in my rabbinic education, providing, just important spaces for me to develop and to showcase what I was working on and to be part of all the important work that you're doing. Special shout out to the cooking communally crew from these past several weeks, obviously. And almost last but far from least, I want to thank the Jewish Adulting group. And I want to make clear right now that we still have a few weeks of programming, so this really isn't goodbye. But whether you are 18 or you're 26 or you're somewhere in the middle, I want to really thank you for allowing me to play a role in the wild stage of life that you're all navigating, especially in this particularly chaotic time in our world and in our Jewish community. The way that you're all dealing with this time of crisis and the disruptions it's causing in your lives, our lives, it's going to be studied someday by historians. And I think, generally the Jewish community hopes that its young people don't ever have to live through anything that would make them grow up fast, so to speak. But your energy and maturity these past few months is, I think, a real sign of hope for all of us. So I just want to thank you for joining me in grappling with these questions of what it means to grow up and to grow into Jewish life as an adult. It might seem obvious to say, but I've often felt in my own journey that one of Judaism's best kept secrets, actually, especially given what a huge emphasis it places awesomely on kids, is that it's actually really a religion for adults. And ideally, it speaks to all stages of life, but I really hope that you always feel that it speaks to your thoughts and concerns and questions and dreams. And I hope that you all stay involved long after our work together comes to an end, because the Jewish world needs your leadership and the world needs your Jewish leadership. So I will see you out there, hopefully after Shabbat for a musical Havdalah with RJP that I posted in the group about, but also on Sunday at 1 p.m. for our weekly Zoom meetup, and on and on. We'll be in touch. And finally, I especially want to thank Rabbi Katz, obviously, for your mentorship, your supervision, and leadership by example all year. Your feedback and coaching and belief in me, as well as your support and attention to my particular goals and interests in this work, have been huge, huge blessings. Your generous availability and commitment to teaching future rabbis is a real gift, and it's a model for which I feel grateful to have been both a beneficiary of it and a witness to it. Again, especially these past few months, it's just really meant a lot to me to learn from you and to see you just tackling this crisis with tremendous clarity and creativity and strength and sensitivity and integrity. So really thank you for all of that and beyond. We'll talk onward and upward. And so, yeah, thanks again to everybody. I'll really miss you. It's so good this is such a warm, kind of strange, but really amazing way to have a final Shabbat with the community. And I just want to wish everybody in this community and the community as a whole, as a unit, just a lot of luck and success in continuing to navigate this really surreal chapter in our history. I want to bless us all, but the CSAIR family in particular, that it should be gentle to all of you. May you all be comforted in the distress and pain that this particular time is causing. And may its resolution be both speedy and safe. And may we find, I just want to say, redemptive ways to come out the other side, loving even more than before, pursuing our highest potential even more than before, and really taking what's most important even less for granted than before, and really setting those neural networks in the mind, in the heart, and in the life of the community ever deeper and ever closer to the core of really who we all hope to be and dream to be and really can be. Shabbat Shalom, and thanks again. And I think that is it for me. I'm going to pick up my guitar again and just thank you again. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for the Torah and for all the kind words and sweet words. I'm going to call on Sammy Gross, who's a member of Jewish Adulting, who has some words to say.
Hi, Ben. Hello, everybody. Ben, thank you very much for those words of Torah. And Yasher Koach on finishing up your internship. To everybody, Shabbat Shalom. Just a quick word from the members of Jewish Adulting. We wanted to really thank you for all of your time and dedication to this program over the course of the past year. It's really been a pleasure in general, spending time with you and getting to hear your thoughts. You've given us so much to talk about and so much to think about as we enter into the Jewish world and think about what our next steps are after college or after high school or whatever stage of life we're in. Thank you so much for being so generous with your time and spending your time with us and sharing your thoughts with us and meeting us where we are at this crazy stage of life as we're all going through the pandemic together. The time that we've spent together on Sunday calls has become a set piece of our weekly calendar, and I look forward to having long conversations about it every week. So thank you so much, Ben, and we're looking forward to see what you do in your last year at JTS and beyond.
Thanks so much, Sammy. So Ben, thank you. Thank you for your Torah. And thank you for everything you did for our shul as an intern and for our young adults as the founding coordinator of our Jewish Adulting program. You brought great intelligence and compassion. You asked amazing questions, and you really brought an incredible ability to see every person as unique and precious. You're a person who loves to talk, but you also appreciate silence. You're a person who can be very busy, but who values soulful rest. And I think you're someone who knows that things that are worthwhile, whether they're ideas or relationships or programs, they take time to mature. And there's a midrash from Vayikra Rabbah that speaks to this idea. It's connected to the mitzvah in this week's Parsha, the mitzvah of observing a Shemitah year, a 7th year, when farmers let their fields rest and allow anyone to come and eat from those fields. And the midrash starts with a pasuk, a verse from Psalms. It feels like not really connected, but you're going to see how it gets connected. The pasuk is, the mighty in strength that fulfill God's words. Giburei koach oseh devaro. So the midrash asks, who are these mighty in strength, these giburei koach? Well, says the midrash, it's obvious, they're the people who observe Shemitah. Shemitah? The midrash continues, people may be willing to observe a mitzvah, a commandment for a day, a week, a month, but are they likely to continue to do so through the remaining days of the year? In the Shemitah year, this mighty person sees their fields declared ownerless, their fences broken down, and their produce consumed by others, yet they continue to give up their produce without saying a word. Can you conceive of a person mightier than this? What the Midrash is talking about is part of your essence, that understanding that things take time. Whether it's developing a meditation practice, learning a skill, even becoming a rabbi, as Corey can tell you, these do not happen in a day, a month, or even a year. There is great strength, there's koach in being in it for the long haul. And there is a special strength, and you have this, Ben, in being willing to bring others along with you in these endeavors. You were so patient in sharing spiritual practices at Nefesh, our monthly contemplative service. You shared thoughtful, exciting, and deep Torah on Shabbatot. You helped us restart Thursday Minyanim a few weeks ago, and you asked amazing questions about what it really means to be a rabbi. It made me think really hard about what it really means to be a rabbi, which is an incredible gift. that was part of what you did. And the other part of what you did, of course, was working with our young adults. Through the remarkable generosity and vision of a donor, we were offered the chance this year to try an experiment, to try to create a program to connect our young adults with the shul. Programs like this don't exist in the Jewish world. I don't know anybody, honestly, who does this well. And you were a thought partner in designing this program. What would it be like to connect up with our kids in college, to connect up with our kids after college, to connect up with our kids who are college age, who are doing all kinds of other things? You understood that each of these different groups needed different things, and you were skilled at figuring out where we needed to place emphasis. You spent time with our young adults, coffee and breakfast and calls and programs, everything from Friday night dinners to ice skating to learning. You were, I think, for them, a role model of what it means to be a thinking, caring, praying Jew and a human being, and everything else that Sammy said. And then when the world changed a few months ago, when the fences were broken down by a virus that forced everyone to stop, you said to them simply, Hineni, I am here. And every Sunday morning, you made yourself available to our young people to talk about what they were thinking and feeling every Sunday morning. We did not know last year how important it would be for all of us, but especially for our young people, how much a connection to the shul would mean. And your work is going to carry us forward as we explore with them, with our young adults, what form the program should take next year and going into the future. There will be, of course, gifts for you when I can get back to my office. They are in quarantine in my office, even as we speak, and I'll be able to wrap them and get them to you. But for now, I just want to welcome you to the remarkable group of rabbis who are part of the CSAIR intern genealogy. We can't wait to hear all of the ways that you're going to lead the Jewish people. And we're also looking forward to chances to learn from you. Maybe it'll be for a day, maybe it'll be for a month, maybe it'll even be for a year. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to turn it over now to me to count the Omer. Actually, to Ben to sing our Omer counting song, and then I will count the Omer. So Ben, sing our Omer song, and everybody can sing along at home.
All right, thanks everybody. Here we go. One more time. B'Shem Yichud Kudsha Brichu U'Shchinteh Hineni Muchan U'Mezuman Lekayem Mitzvat Aseh Shel Sfirat HaOmer Shel Sfirat HaOmer Shel Sfirat HaOmer Shel Sfirat HaOmer Sheva Shabbatot Temimot Tiena Sheva Shabbatot Temimot Tiena Shel Sfirat HaOmer Shel Sfirat HaOmer Shel Sfirat HaOmer Shel Sfirat HaOmer Yai dai 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 Yai dai 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 yeah.
Today is the 36th day of the Omer, double chai. Tonight will be one more day. So when it gets dark out tonight, maybe you'll be making kiddush, maybe you'll be sitting around looking at each other. Remember, I got to count the Omer, and it'll be 36 plus 1. Do the math. Now I want to just reflect for a second. We have a bunch of Jewish adultings on the call, and I also just want to wish a mazel tov to all of the graduates this year. I know that none of you are getting the graduation that you deserve and that you were expecting, but just know that, we in the shul are just so proud of not your accomplishment, honestly, but who you are as people. And we just want to say mazel tov to you, and we're hoping to be able to celebrate in person really soon. So mazel tov on that. And now I want to do a mishaberach for people who are sick or in need of healing. So when you think about people in your life who are sick or in need of healing, I have the mishaberach list. Stephanie is amazing at keeping it updated and sending it to me every week. So I look it over before the call. And I'm going to be thinking about all those people and all the people that you are praying for right now. Mishaberach Avoteinu Avraham, Yitzhak v'Yaakov, Sarif Karachel Leah, Hu Yivarech et Kol HaCholim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aliyam, Lachazikam, Ulrapotam, Vishlach Lehem, Mehera Ufuah Shlema Lechol, Evrehem V'Gideihem, B'toch Shachole Yisrael, Rifuat HaNefesh, Ufuat HaGuf, Hashta Bagala Vizman Kariv, and Omar Amen. May God who bless our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all of our loved ones. May the Holy One in mercy strengthen them and heal them soon, body and soul, together with all others who suffer illness. May God send strength to those who care for those who are ill, our essential workers, and of course the people who live with those people. And let us say, Amen. And I want to transition now to our prayer in place of Kaddish. If you are saying Kaddish this week for somebody, please unmute yourself and share who that person is. And then after that, we'll change the screen and we will recite the prayer in place of Kaddish. So we change the screen. So so unmute yourself and please tell us who you're saying Kaddish for, because we want to be with you and support you. And we can't see that you're standing up in the room like we could if we were in shul.
David ben Shalom Rebecca.
Mona Schwab.
Paul Klein.
Ben Fruchter.
Elsie Rizal.
Okay. Mason, pull up the screen. Okay, first I'll read it in English and then we'll read in Hebrew. God of all spirits, in whose hands rest the souls of the living and the dead, graciously and mercifully accept our prayers on behalf of our loved ones, and remember all of the good and kind things that they did in this world. Grant them peaceful rest in the upper world, which is completely good. Yitgadal v'yitkadash. May God's great name be sanctified and glorified. Oseh shalom. May God make peace in the high places. Make peace for us and for all Israel and all who live on earth. V'yivru, and let us say, Amen. We'll do it really slowly, and so people will be able to vaguely catch up and be on the same page. El Elohei Aruchot Asher Biyadcha Nafshot Achayim V'Hametim Pnei Hayom Bechesed U'Verachamim El Tfilatenu Lezecher Yekirenu Uzachorna Et Kol HaChesed Vehatov Shasu Ba'olam Hazeh Tein Lahem Menucha Nechona Ba'olam ha'elyon, Olam shekulo tov, Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Oseh Shalom v'imromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May their memories be a blessing. Yehi Zichram Baruch. Now I'm going to turn it over to Ben Pearlstein, who is going to do a closing nigun.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Everybody take some of that sweetness into Shabbat with you. And now anybody wants to stick around, Kiddush is starting. What Kiddush really means is you just get to hang around and talk. So so please stick around and talk. And if you need to go to get ready for Shabbat, also enjoy the getting ready and keep those melodies in your head. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. I gotta go cook.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom, Amy.
For people who are sticking around for Kiddush, we recommend you're probably in speaker view right now. If you're on a computer, you can switch to gallery view by clicking in the upper right hand corner where there's a little grid. If you're on an iPad or a phone, you can just swipe across and get to see more people. Because Kiddush is all about seeing lots of things. It's not just the person on the bebop. So I'm gonna do fearless s'mores maker, because the first thing I want to hear as part of Kiddush is how those different s'mores tasted, especially the pita chip tahina Silwan s'more.
Oh, wow.
It sounded I bet that was good.
I have to say, they turned out pretty well.
Which was your favorite, Mason?
Well, there were a variety of permutations of these that I thought the sort of tahina and Silan is basically halva, right? So it's like halva and a marshmallow on a pita chip. It was pretty good.
There you go.
All right.
That's how Reese's peanut butter cups got invented, Mason. It could be your future.
Could be.
Comfort food, quarantine comfort food. Israeli fusion, otolenge.
But that's been our this quarantine, is that we go to make something like out of an otolenge cookbook, and we only have about half of what's in it. So the fun is sort of having to substitute the other half. Sometimes it works, sometimes not so much.
All right. Okay.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
We wanted to.
Okay, this is a good crowd.
We want to open things up a little bit. I don't know if any of the Jewish.
We're not muted. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
You. But we wanted to give a chance if any of the Jewish adulting folks or anyone else want to, because we only let Sammy do it. If anyone else wants.
So David Levy's here.
Ah, there he is. David, do you want to say a couple words? A Shabbat shalom
absolutely.
to everyone.
I kind of hinted at this in the chat earlier, but I just wanted to say to Ben, thank you very much for making yourself available to us. We really appreciate your leadership and your support. And really just an excellent member of our community, and it was excellent having you.
Thank you so much, David. It means a lot, and thanks for being here tonight. So
yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't want to miss it.
We always see each other in that other Zoom format. It feels so much different in this Zoom.
Yeah.
So we figured, or I was thinking, in honor of one of the things that Ben and I both took part in was the cooking collectively with Judy Matthews. So we figured we would ask folks what you're cooking up for dinner tonight, what you're excited to have for your Seudat Shabbat, for your Shabbos meal, if anyone wants to share here.
I make the same thing every Friday. That is how I've simplified my life. This was before quarantine too. It is roast chicken with those, the Manischewitz soup mixes. The split pea is excellent. And even my mother, we call her the soup lady in my family because she can whip up incredible soups from scratch. She has sanctioned this Manischewitz split pea soup in the packet. It is delicious with what we call crunchies, which are those disgusting little, come in the
we call those yellows. They're yellows.
They're delicious, but they're horrific. But anyway, with that, that's important. Crunchies inside crunchies, and brown rice, and that's the centerpiece. I might make Brussels sprouts tonight too, but that's anytime you come to my house for Friday night, that is what is on the menu.
Has anyone else fired up the iced coffee? It's 80 degrees. We took out the hot. We decided no hot water this week. Iced coffee.
Nice.
Absolutely. Iced coffee and sandals are the sign of summer.
I'm here.
Anyone else have something delicious they're whipping up tonight?
Barbecue chicken.
Ooh,
I
that's
put it in the oven because
That's
it's
good.
here.
What'd you say?
I put it in the oven because it's raining here in Florida.
So
we
Ben Freed, your house is dark. I'm keeping an eye on it.
Oh.
No, your one in Riverdale, right next to my apartment. Where are you?
I'm in Ann Arbor, Michigan with my.
Oh, okay.
This
but
is the longest that apartment has gone without a CSAIR intern in it. And
I know. I'm doing my best. They left all kinds of free kosher food there the other week for both of us. I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do with this? Somebody had the wrong address. Anyway.
Lyndon Cornfelds, you guys look like you're cooking up a storm. What do you got going on over there?
I'm cooking like a lot of good stuff today. I was working on a reduction, mushroom reduction.
I think a roux. Weren't you making a roux also, Rabbi?
Yeah,
It's very New Orleans of him.
I was reducing it to nothing, and then I put Leva in charge of the rest of the cooking. So I'll let her describe, what we've been working on.
I made a lot of, Adina Sussman's salmon with preserved lemon paste.
And a really good strawberry.
And rhubarb crisp.
Oh my gosh. Preserved lemon paste, huh?
I always preserve my.
I'm about to make a Bloody Mary, but it's actually called Morocco Mary, and it's with harissa.
Wow.
A pre-Shabbat treat.
Wow. So we took sweet and sour meatballs out of the freezer from some not clear exactly when they were from, that I made a long time ago. And Shoshi is a vegan, and Shoshi made black bean quinoa meatballs so that she can have the same thing as Ariel and I are eating.
We're having the dregs of s'mores, I think. What's going on in the other room I don't know about.
A s'more bar.
Oh, and I forgot the chicken potatoes. Just like cut potatoes and put them under chicken on top, chicken potatoes.
How are people getting food? Like, are people going shopping, like delivery services?
No, okay.
Amazon Fresh. Stay up late at night, refresh, getting a delivery time. Although Sarah found some sort of automated script that kind of does it, like it just runs it automatically, and then the computer speaks to you and you have to go rushing to hit it like within seconds.
Went for a run.
But it works, I don't know, once every 5 or 6 times maybe.
Let me provide a recommendation. Ben's Market, which has really been wonderful to the synagogue for cooking for Thanksgiving. They deliver to people's houses. So they're in Knowles Crescent, you get the list, and they are, or you call them up, and they're a neighborhood place. We want to keep neighborhood places alive. And so I recommend them highly. They're lovely. Just really good souls. Ben's Market, Knowles Crescent.
Thanks, Bob.
Garden Gourmet is also delivering. That's where we've been getting our food the last little bit. So another local place if people want to shop there.
Does Ben's Market have a website, or you just call them?
You call them. Rabbi, I will send you the phone numbers.
Just put it on the chat and everyone can see it.
Okay.
I'm writing Ben's Market, Knowles Crescent. You add the email, add the phone number.
Let me look for it.
Okay.
We go to the Glot Shop a bunch for meat. When I say we, I mean Mark. Mark goes. And we have a coveted weekly Fresh Direct Thursday morning slot now. It's good stuff.
Yeah, us Levies, we've just been doing grocery runs to the Associated Market on Moshula Avenue down by Dino's, and they've been fine. It's usually not that crowded. They still have grocery bags there. The cashiers are all wearing masks and gloves. It's perfectly safe. Generally, just my mom goes in, but I'll like go in to make sure she's not in there too long. But yeah, it's been good.
All right, everybody, we put Ben's phone number on the
So
chat.
we put it up there. Great.
Yeah. Thanks, Bob. Good suggestion.
For the record, that's the phone number that's put is not for myself or Ben Pearlstein. It's for the supermarket. Not
we have separate numbers for our markets, which we will not be putting in the chat.
I think the deal is if you buy from Ben's Market, Rabbi Ben and Rabbi Ben cook for us and they deliver it to your house.
Well, this is a great time to plug Dinner with the Bens on Tuesday night. That if you get your delivery from Ben's Market, you can cook yourself dinner and then join Ben and I for dinner at I think 6:45
on Tuesday.
Check your email. The Zoom link is in there, and on Tuesday we'll be doing dinner with everyone, and we'd love to see you there.
We're ordering ingredients from Ben's Market right now.
What?
What, Mason?
No, so tell us more. What will be happening at Dinner with Ben and Ben on Tuesday at 6:45 when you get the Zoom link in your email?
Well, could be anything. Last time we played Ben or Ben, where you had to guess which fun fact was about which one of us. We could come up with some other Ben-themed trivia event, or maybe we'll just hang out with folks and chat. I don't know.
We're excited. Everybody, order your ingredients from Ben's Market, and hopefully they'll be there by Tuesday. We can all have a Ben's dinner.
Yes. Alrighty. Well, I think our kiddush is winding down a little bit, so I think we're gonna head on out and get to those yummy dinners that folks talked about. And we're wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom. And we look forward to seeing you at one of our many, many events we have coming up next week, or back here on Friday Night Live, as always. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, me privately. Mazel tov, so excited about the engagement. And